Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Model of Instruction Professional Development, where we will discuss differentiated learning pathways in Class Connect. Class Connect is our synchronous way to deliver instruction, and the learning goals that are going to be in this recording are that synchronous learning and how we define our learning pathways and why, because not all students need the same information or learn the same way. We're going to overview the process, see where students are right now, use a formative or an exit ticket to view those results from the day before, prepare leveled learning pathways that allow the student to hold if needed, and we're going to look at some examples. We went over this vocabulary the other day, but I'm going to quickly just go over some of it. Our synchronous learning is our live Class Connect. Asynchronous, that's the OMS, that's our course. Learning pathways, that's what we're going to talk about today. Those empower students to pursue their passions while encouraging them to take responsibility for their education. Differentiated learning, this is just where we are either scaffolding down for the students that need that, or extending or enriching the students that have already got the content. Scaffolding means that we are supporting those students that aren't there yet to get the skill that we're teaching, so we need to go back just a little bit so that we can get them to that level. Extension is an activity that extends the learning of the lesson, and an enrichment is based on the topic that a student is interested in and leads them to a new in-depth learning. So a learning pathway is a series of planned learning activities. It does take time to plan these out. They're leveled based on the student's depth of knowledge, starting and ending place assigned based on data, and it is student-led learning. Students work toward the same mastery goal, so it doesn't matter which learning pathway they're on, we have the same goal for all of them. And a learning pathway can offer scaffolds or supports for those students that need it, space for proficient students to practice and master, and an extension for those entering the classroom at mastery. So here we have a wonderful representation of Bloom's taxonomy that the 7th grade ELA teachers use. And we've got our level 1 acquired knowledge involves recall and reproduction, remembering facts and defining a procedure. That's our lower order thinking skills. Then we've got level 2, knowledge application, our skills and concepts. Students use learned concepts and answer questions. Then we're climbing up a little bit. Level 3, analysis, involves strategic thinking. Complexity increases here and involves planning, justification, and complex reasoning. And then we've got level 4. This is our extended thinking. So we really should be getting to all of these depths of knowledge with our students. We shouldn't just be teaching and staying at one. So our students need all of these, and it's our job to use that data to figure out where they are and what they need.
Thanks, Kayla. So how do we do that in our Class Connect? One of the most eye-opening things to me was that we actually need to pre-assess where our students are when they come into the classroom, because they're not all in the same place in our whole group, and we know that. So I have a sample for you from 6th grade ELA figurative language example lesson in Class Connect. And I'm going to just walk through it, but if you're curious, the links and the tasks in here are actually real, so you could dig in and see just a little bit more about how this levels out and how it looks student facing. So my expectation is that students have had exposure since 3rd grade to this TEAK, this figurative language. So they usually score fairly high. But my data shows from my quick pre-assessment, I'll show you, that I've got a couple of varieties of levels, kind of what we usually expect. I've got some kids that walked in with 0 exposure to the concept. I've got some kids, the majority of them, right there in the middle, that can identify the content, can identify the TEAK and use it, but they're still kind of at 70% when they're applying it. Then I've got those kids who walked in at 100% and they asked, Miss, do I have to stay? Yes, because I've got something for you too. So here in the orange is what I might have sort of written on a slide to get my kids an assessment to know where they are, so they know where they are also, and then also show them their pathways. You can see my data is on the left there, and on my right is the student facing. So I'd asked them to take this quick Socrative. Socrative, if you haven't used it, is it's a fantastic pre-assessment tool or exit ticket. They don't have to log in, they just type their name, and it's so fast. You can anonymize names, and they can see where they are as well, and you can really get them to take a quick little 3 or 5 question quiz to see where they start off. So then once they've got their score, I'm going to tell them, click the link that matches your quiz. So once you completed it, tell us your best score in chat and then move to the next challenge. So my kids that have 0 exposure, I'm going to introduce them to this first slide. You could use breakout rooms for this. You could put this in class kick, whatever works for you. My first DOK level 1 is in blue here. This is a note to teacher. This is for a student that failed the assessment and may need scaffolds. So check out this link tree. I like Linktree. It is good for Neuro because it's kind of an easy link for students to type out if they're watching the recording and they weren't able to grab it live in your Class Connect. If you got some tech savvy kids, you could use a QR code. But in my Linktree for my DOK level 1 kids, I'm going to offer them a flowcabulary video. I've got a Quizlet, and my Quizlet offers them first flashcards and then matching. And I like to offer them like, you know, hey, I want to check in and make sure you did it. So right here it says, before you move on to the next level, share your fastest time in chat. And level 2, I've got students that scored right there in the middle. These are a lot of our kids. They don't need that video. They don't need to match the terms. They know the terms, but they're not applying them in practice as strongly as I want them to. So I've got a class kick manipulative assignment. I actually took this one from another teacher because we don't have time to build everything. But this is a great one where students can identify the term in the passage, and then there's an activity where they can manipulate and match as well. So that's a great DOK level 2 activity. And then for my high flyers, student that demonstrated mastery, they came in with 100%, said, Miss, I want to go. Nope, I got something for you. I need you to extend and put this in the real world. I have quick little actively learn 2 quick little assignments that I created. If you've never used that, that's fantastic. We love it in ELA. But it includes a video and a poem. I was able to check the Lexile, make sure that it matched their high flying abilities. And then I can have them respond in Padlet or Flipgrid to extend that learning and show me what they know.
All right, so I took some wonderful things from some of our 6th grade teachers, and Ms. Pinkerton uses this visual with the stoplight. All the 6th grade teachers use it. I just took it from hers. The stoplight for the students to assess their knowledge and review concepts before a test. So our main goal is that we want the kids to actually take responsibility for their learning. And so here, the kids, they can practice a question. And do I have that? Do I feel 100% confident? I've got a green light. I'm ready to go. Did I get it? But it was a little bit of a struggle. Yellow light. Maybe I'm not, I understand it, but I need some more practice on it. Or a red light. I don't understand it. I need to review some lessons, watch some videos, and take some notes. And in that case, let's look at some videos, or if you're a yellow or a red, let's look at some videos, and here's some practice right here for you that the teachers have already implemented, already had it prepared, planned in the lesson for those students that do need that extra practice. So that's something that those 6th grade teachers are using. And then also, some of the teachers are already using these riddles with the escape rooms. And some ways that we can actually use this for data is keep it just the same, but go ahead and group those kids according to their data and put those kids that may need a little bit of extra help. And the teacher, instead of just letting the kids go, teacher go in those rooms with those students that are struggling. And instead of differentiating the actual content, you're differentiating how you are instructing. And so you're going in there, may question a little bit differently, you may help them out. ask them, okay, so what do we need to do next? And just use those questioning skills that you don't have to do with all of the students, that you just need to do with a small group of students. So you're still letting them have that student-led learning, but you know which students that need that extra help through that data, that you can go in there and be that extra person that questions and gets them to that next level.
Absolutely. So many great examples in our classrooms already happening. So we switched over to Neuro. Kayla, have you heard everybody loves it?
Yes, they do.
We've heard some Neuro blues, and some of those breakout rooms and some of those ways that we were used to differentiating in Blackboard have become a new challenge. So just put on the board here some ideas. Maybe you've heard of some or all of them, but great ways to pre-assess. I talked about Socrative, free. No need to log in. You just share your room name. So my kids would just sign in with Eliashar, and whatever quiz I have loaded up is the one they're going to see. It's really fast. You can use it for exit tickets as well. We know quizzes, we love it. It's a little longer. Teachers have different preferences between quizzes and Kahoot. They're awesome for their own reasons. You've got Jeopardy labs as well, so you could play that solo or in large groups. Breakout rooms, I'll just sing my praises to ClassKick again. If you haven't been able to deal with the portfolio section of it, then don't let it hassle you. Just log in and enjoy the basic features, or share the class code with your kids to log in as basic, and it acts as wonderful breakout rooms where you can see student learning, student action in real time. So that's really fantastic and a great way. I always talk to Kayla about, I love positive peer pressure. Where's my beaming bear? Where's my elegant elephant? Let's get to work. And on top of that, I'll skip over to the group work BOR breakout room. We were thinking about an escape room or some activity that 8th grade ELA had planned. And in the past, they had grouped kids in breakout rooms, and they can't really do that in Neuro. It's not working so well right now. So we said, what about in ClassKick? You offer them a link and you tell your groups to sign in with a specific name. That's going to put them in the same room. If you tell them all to go sign up as Apple, or this group to sign up as Dorito, or this group to sign up as Kitty Cat. And if they type it exactly the same, they're going to land in the same room. So that's a kind of workaround for ClassKick doing some group work. And you could level and differentiate in those breakout rooms. So that's a little fix for now until our Neuro is fully functioning. Don't forget interactive discussions in Flipgrid. So much fun. You could also use asynchronous discussions with that group tool that we've been talking about in PD lately. Sharing links. There were a lot of links that I shared to get my kids to go to different activities in that quick little example. But did you know that whenever kids are watching recordings, those links that you share are not live. Those links that you share in the chat are not shared, and their YouTube videos don't share also. So I was thinking some workarounds might be to use bit.ly or tinyURL and then type that link on the page. It's still something the student has to type, but it's a lot shorter. You could also use Linktree. I think one of my 6th grade co-teachers taught me about that one. It's really short, and you can just line up links in there, and so students can just type your Linktree address and get access to all those links. That could be an easy pathway as well. You can share those collections, vocabulary, final responses from students in an informal way through Padlet, and Mentimeter makes those word clouds. Just a few ideas to help you get over the Neuro blues.
I'm muted. In your back pocket, we've got some individualized learning opportunities based on student needs. You've always got that USA Test Prep green dot challenge where the kids can go in there and try to get that green dot on those assignments. And then there's Liftoff, which I know we haven't had a lot of time to get into it, but they do have really good for I don't know if we have the science and social studies, but we do have all of the ELA and math, and they've got assessments based on TEKS that you can give your kids at 10 questions, and they're very good questions. And also there's the Alien Arena in there, and you can give your kids that link and they can get in there, and it's like a team your class breaks up into 2 different teams and they're playing each other, and a question goes on the board and the kids answer the question, and then the team that gets the most people get it right gets the point for that one, and they like compete back and forth, so they try to get the correct answer. That would be a good way to review. We've got News ELA, which Chrissy may be able to tell you a little bit more about. And then there's Actively Learn that I know a lot of our teachers are using.
Awesome. Yeah, just all sorts of things that we know we have access. So how did we do? I wanted to just, peek back at this one. If our goal is to pre-assess and assign a pathway, how are we doing? Sorry, I'm trying to find that one. Are you able to find and plan learning activities in a pathway that scaffolds and extends students towards the same mastery goal? I hope you accept the challenge and ask your co-teachers that have some great ideas, and think about how this student-led learning really will engage and empower our students to become the most capable and most excellent students they possibly can. So thanks so much for watching with us. I'm Chrissy. My partner.
Hi, y'all.
Hit us up if we can help you out with anything else, and we'll see you soon.